Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Omni Talk Retail. I'm Ann Mazinga.
And I'm Chris Walton.
And we have a very special guest, once again, coming to you live from NRF 2024, the Vusion Group booth number 5420. We have Prathibha Rajashekhar, the Senior Vice President of Automation and Innovation, Stores and Supply Chain.
Whoa!
She's doing it all.
Whoa!
For Walmart. Welcome. It's so great to have you with us.
Great to be here with you both.
So tell us about your background. Your background is, I was reading it, I was scanning on LinkedIn, we were talking about before we started. It's really interesting and varied. So tell us about your background and your role, because as Ann, we were just joking there, it's very expansive. Like there's quite a lot that's under your purview, so tell us about it.
So I started with Walmart 13 years ago in technology, and I've had the privilege of doing multiple things with Walmart. I've led merchandising, I've done supply chain, I lead our private brands and sourcing for Members Mark and transforming that brand, and now lead Walmart U.S. stores and supply chain, automation innovation. So anything that is transforming how we do business, bending the cost curve, creating more capacity, and continuing to delight customers through technology is under my purview.
Nice.
So that is...
What's your background? I mean, how did you get into all of these categories?
Yeah.
And like,
what did you do before
what
Walmart?
interests you?
Before Walmart, I was a technologist.
Okay.
I have a master's in computer science, but I also went and got MBA from Duke because I was very curious about how technology decisions were getting made. They were getting made by business folks, and I wanted to be part of making those decisions, and that's how I went and got my MBA and then started my career with Walmart.
Awesome. At Fuqua, right?
Fuqua
Business School.
Fuqua,
Yes, that's one of my favorite business schools to say. All right, so let me ask you this. So I'm curious. I have no idea how you're going to answer this question either. Automation versus innovation. What percentage of your job goes to each one of those? Or is it too hard to delineate?
I think sometimes it's too hard to delineate.
Yeah.
The way I look at innovation is where my team is looking at current and new technology that solves problems for associates, customers, and the business. I talked about creating more capacity so we can serve more customers. I talked about bending the cost curve so we can continue to become efficient so our customers can live better. It's part of the core purpose of Walmart. And then also making sure that we integrate delightful experiences with it, right? Both for our associates and customers. We're focused on customers and equally focused on associates. How to make their jobs easier, how to make their jobs better so they can continue to have not just a good job, but also grow within their career inside of Walmart.
Got it.
So you know how technology is evolving everything that we do, so upskilling our associates and giving them more technological jobs allows them to continue to have a great career. So
the customer
that's
and the employee.
Yes,
are
customer
key.
and associates are key.
Well, one of the big headlines to that point this year, or actually last year, Chris, is I believe
it was like April-ish, right?
Yes,
I think, yeah.
But one of your headlines of the year last year for our retail awards show.
Yes, it was
that Walmart is deploying electronic shelf labels in over 500 stores.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about why 2023 was the year to start doing that, was the year to move forward on that.
Yeah, I think you talk about how our purpose and like the technology maturity come to life and the intersection of that. I think we found that sweet spot, right? Technology maturity and our purpose of making sure our associates' lives are getting better and they're spending more time serving customers. So one of the beautiful things about electronic shelf labels is when we surveyed our associates, they said changing price labels
I've done it.
Is a cruddy job.
It's the worst job in the store, actually.
So we said, okay, what solutions can we bring? Because we want to be as accurate in our pricing for our customers, but also simplify those jobs for our associates.
Right.
That's why 2023 was like the year where we said, okay, we found the right technology through the right partner, and then we've tested it, and we have confidence that it can scale at Walmart scale. 4,700 stores is not an easy job.
No.
So we started with 50, then we said 500. We will continue to pilot and test. And if it delivers on both the customer and the associate value proposition, we will continue to scale.
Oh, go ahead,
I was
Ann.
just going to say, Prathibha, what are you hearing from your associates so far?
They love it.
Okay. What's it changing for them day to day?
They love it because we don't have to print. They don't have to print price labels. You don't have to like wait.
They don't fall off.
A few hours or like sometimes a day or so to like change price.
Right.
So they love that they're giving customers the best experience.
Right.
Another thing with the technology, it has 7 different LED lights, and we've integrated into like the stocking and the picking app.
Okay.
So if you're a new associate, say you are in high school, you're working like your part-time job, or and you have to bring something from top shelf and stack it down and make sure that anything that's low in stock to be available for customers, it will tell you exactly where to stock it. Right? If you're like picking for your digital orders, it will tell you if you don't know where the item is, and you can ask for help within the app, it will flash the light, so you can go find the item. So it's actually simplifying how our associates shop for customers, how they make products available for customers, and be more accurate with pricing. So all of this delights our customers.
It's really good to hear that that's actually what's happening, because we see that in the pitch, but it's really good to hear from your mouth that that's the case.
Which is so key, which is what I was going to ask you too, because there's the traditional use case, right, of it saves the employees time. They don't have to put up prices. But there's all these other values that are coming from the deployment and understanding how they work in the stores, like pick to light, essentially what you're talking about. And when you have employees that are new to the job or changing over a lot in their jobs, that's just such an important thing to make them better, more proficient, and happier at the end of the day too, which is what you're getting at, right?
Yes. Because in the 52 stores we've piloted, we have 250,000 unique users, associates. Unique users.
Right, going through every
day.
Going
through it every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that shows you the scale at which we're looking at this. That's a really great point.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm glad you said that. All right, so let's shift gears, Ann. I'm ready. We've been waiting for this one.
Yes.
Drones.
Yes.
A lot in the media last week. You guys are expanding them in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Drones. So we've had some questions about this on our show. So we want to get your sense of this. Like, where are drones now, and like, how long before we see them will we ever see them become a meaningful part of the operation? And if so, like, how long is it going to take?
Drones are here today. They're not the future. I think people talk about drones like they're the future. They're here today. We operate in 6 states, 31 hubs, and in Dallas alone, we have 11 hubs with Drone Up and 2 with Wing, and customers are adopting.
Okay.
The thing about last week's announcement is we are now able to reach a greater population. 75% of the Dallas-Fort Worth metro will have access to drone delivery. That's 1.8 million households in 30 different cities. That's huge.
Right.
So the way we think about any solution, whether it's drone or any other solution, is how is it solving a customer problem. Customers told us that they want some deliveries to happen within less than 30 minutes.
Okay.
So drone solves for that.
And that's what you're using them for, really?
Yes.
Is the really quick delivery?
Quick delivery.
So does the customer even see that, or is it just like an option on the product detail page and they get their product delivered via drone? Like, how does that work? Break that down for the audience.
Today you have to go to the partner's website. They have to deliver the app and like look at products that are available.
Okay.
But in a few months, we'll be integrating that into the Walmart app.
Wow.
So 75% of the 120,000 items in a supercenter are eligible for drone delivery.
Wow.
So that is not novelty. That is real.
And so will I still have to elect drone delivery in a couple months, or will it just default to whatever delivery method I want that works for Walmart?
Not all hubs will come live at the same time, right? We said in the next year we will have 75% of the population covered. So as we like launch these hubs based on where you are, and if you're covered within the radius of the drone delivery, yes, you will have drone delivery as one of the options.
So it'll be an option.
It's an option.
Explicitly
so today you have
option.
scheduled delivery, we have express delivery, we have delivery for less than 1 mile. Now it will be drone delivery for less than 30 minutes.
We're road tripping to Texas, Ann, in a couple months. We're road tripping.
I'm curious too. I mean, so over 1 million houses have access to
will have access
to the service.
Yes.
What do you think like, is it waiting for them to see it on the PDP to really start to see utilization reach that higher point, or are there people already engaged right now? Like, what does it look like now, and where do you think like consumer adoption is going to go?
Yeah, we have in one of the hubs in Frisco.
Yeah.
One Sunday, a couple weeks ago, we saw 130 deliveries in
Okay.
1 day.
Wow.
1 day.
All right.
That was drone delivery. So that is huge.
So you guys are, you're
It's
putting this
not-
in a new perspective for me. This is really interesting.
It's not just
Yeah.
a novelty anymore.
Yeah,
We've
right.
seen repeat purchases. We've seen people use it for real problem solving. In their I'm a traveling mom. I
Yeah.
have a busy life. So when my child says, "Mom, I don't have anything for dinner," and drone delivery is there, I can be like, "Okay, I can order something from Walmart for you."
Right.
Just put it in the microwave, and then you're all set.
Right.
So I've heard like customer stories where moms have ordered dinner for their children, and when they're running late or traveling for work.
Right.
I've heard moms saying, "Oh, I needed a Tylenol," or "I forgot something
Sure.
to pick up something from."
A typical short, like,
Short,
I need it
like-
now.
Yeah, we heard the
Right
hamburger
away.
helper was like the
Yes,
biggest
I
item
need
ordered
it
or
now.
something.
I
yeah.
have a 3-month-old. I really can't take, or a 6-month-old. I really don't want to go to the store,
Sure.
and I want it immediately, right? So all of those things
Wow,
are real problems
so
we're
crazy.
solving
Wow,
for
it's really,
customers.
really great to hear this because, some of the ESLs, it's like you guys are really testing this to understand its scalability, and you're going very quickly. It sounds like, not very quickly, but very soon, I should say. That's the right word.
Yeah.
Very soon into that next phase of
Yes.
testing for scale when it shows up on the product detail page. So that's awesome. Wow, cool.
What else are you looking into?
So
What else is on the radar?
This is that Chris and I were just like, drones, this will happen eventually, and now you're changing our thoughts on that. What other technologies are you here exploring?
Like just in the stores, we're using augmented reality. So
Yeah,
Chris,
John mentioned that too. So
Yes.
yeah, how?
yeah, you said you worked in retail.
Yes,
right?
we both
so
have,
You
yes.
both
Yes.
have worked in retail, so you know how difficult it is sometimes to find an item in the back room. You know it's
yes.
somewhere there, but you know you're running out of stock or you're low in stock, and customers really love this item, and you spend a lot of time looking for that item. So we're using augmented reality to. It's so easy. You just open up your app. You face it to the
So an
to the
employee
boxes.
app has an
employee
you
app.
just put- okay.
You just face it to the box, and it will show you a green plus mark, and you can say, "Oh, this is
yeah.
a box that I need to pick because we're running low in stock, and we want this product to be available." And the data is all seamlessly connected in the background that keeps track of where the items are. Is it on the shelf? Is it on top shelf? Or is it in the back room? And it directs our associates to either downstack from the top shelf or go to the back room. Like just hold your phone across all the brown boxes, and it will tell you exactly which brown box to pick.
I would have loved that. That's a great use case too. I would have loved that as a DTL too, as a district manager, to go in and be like, okay, let me audit this too and see what's right. Like it helps with the auditing too, and
Right.
the making sure that everything works correctly. Wow.
Well, and it helps with the onboarding of the new
didn't know you guys were
associates
doing that
and the
either.
younger
Yes.
first-time associates,
Yes.
I imagine,
Yes.
too,
Right.
to be able to see that visual confirmation,
Yeah.
green or red, right
Yeah.
away.
You don't have to read the complex label anymore.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
so simplified.
Right.
It's a green. This is a green mark. You just pick that box, and
Right.
it will tell you exactly where that
Right.
box.
Or like scan the barcode. Like where's the barcode? You know,
Yeah.
like you don't have to do that. But
You pick that box, you scan the barcode, and then you go on the sales floor. You say, "Help me! I don't know where to stock it," and the ESL lights flash. You stock it right there.
Jesus, wow. All right, so okay, I'm like so flat. I'm like
I
so
know.
mind blown right now. Okay, so all right, now you're at NRF.
Yeah.
What else? What's the next thing you're gonna? What gets you really excited from a technology perspective in the realm of what we talked about? So we talked about drones, AR, ESLs. Like, what are you excited about from the next evolution standpoint
Yeah.
here at the show to evaluate and learn more about?
I'm a technologist, but I'm also a person that is centered around people.
Yes.
Okay.
So what really excites me is solutions that solve for making people's lives better, whether it's our associates or customers.
Yeah.
So I have an open mind of looking at technologies and saying what will really work, how will it integrate with existing solutions, and how will we continue to evolve the value proposition we bring for like all our stakeholders.
And but there's nothing in particular that you're very keen on seeing.
No.
It's just that broad. All
It's
right,
that
okay,
broad, yes.
all right.
I would like to work with you because I feel like you have a very open mind. You're like, and you really do.
You're doing cool stuff.
A good job of bringing the physical, the human, and the digital elements of retail together. I want to close in just asking you, what are those foundational elements that you think are so important to building the smart stores that your team at Walmart has done so well?
Yeah, and I have to say, we are on the journey.
Okay.
Right? I think we will always be on the journey.
You'll always be on,
on the journey of like bringing solutions to customers. And we know customers always give us really good feedback. Whether it's our checkout experience, whether it's our price accuracy, whether it's like product availability, and we will continue to evolve how we think about all of that and how we simplify it. So it's like the value proposition, a huge part of the value proposition is also simplification, how we simplify it for both customers and associates.
So that's kind of your benchmark every day.
Yes,
it's like, am I simplifying? Am I simplifying?
Am I simplifying? Am I removing friction? And at the end, delighting them. Every time they check out digitally or like check out physically, they say, wow, this was the best shopping trip I had with Walmart.
I'm curious, I have one more question for you that you just made me think, how do you scorecard your job? Like your job is really unique. Like there aren't that many, like executives in charge of automation and innovation, right? Like how do you scorecard? How do you know you're doing well? Like
we have really big programs that we're implementing. And we have real metrics, customer metrics, associate metrics, productivity metrics.
So
we look at all of those kinds of things to make sure that it's not technology for the sake of technology. It's technology that's driving value.
And aiming towards probably simplification as defined by work it takes to do, time it takes to do things, that kind of thing.
And it's the culture at Walmart is to listen to our customers and associates, and we constantly listen. We never feel like we've arrived, and I actually value that so much because you learn so much throughout the journey, and it helps us stay focused on what is really important. It's our people. And I also want to say that people and planet and communities. Right? We stay focused on all three of those because one of the other things that we're also focused on is how are we thinking of AV, EV, and how are we being like focused on regeneration. So when you asked me the question about technology, the reason I didn't say there was one or two is because there are multitudes of things that we have to solve for.
It's kind of a silly question when you get right down to it because there's so much you have to keep, so many balls you have to keep in the air is what you're saying. Wow.
Well,
all right, Ann. Well,
Prathibha, this
was awesome.
Has been so enlightening, I have to say, and really, I think cements Chris's maybe, I won't speak for you, but in my opinion, that Walmart has really been transformational
for Walmart,
in so many ways these next couple of years. We're so excited to keep following the work that you and your team are doing, and thank you so much for your time today and for sharing that with our audience.
Absolutely, it was so fun.
Yeah, good.
This was my first time, but I really had fun. Thank
That's
you.
what we try to do. We try to make it very comfortable
Yes.
for all the executives we interview, and thanks again for giving us your time. It was really appreciated.
Yes,
Thank you,
thanks
guys.
so much to all of you who've been following along with our coverage. We still have another interview to come here later today. Thanks again to the Vusion Group for making all of this coverage from NRF possible for us. You can come stop by and see Chris, you can see me, you can see the Vusion Group in booth 5420. And until then,
be careful out there.